Hello students, this lecture is for aptitude and reasoning. This part is important to study because whichever examination you will be appearing for this year is GATE or Engineering Services Examination or SSC, CGL or for any other examination, any common examination can be examination of bank also. For all these examinations, this part is must. The importance of this particular aptitude and reasoning subject in GATE examination is that in GATE, this subject has a fixed weightage of around 15 marks along with English. So aptitude, reasoning and English is इनको complete अगर आप combine करोगे इन तीनों को, so it will have a fixed weightage of around 15 marks, right? And also one other subject which is engineering mathematics. It also has a weightage of around 13 to 15 marks, which is fixed. So basically, in a GATE examination, which is complete 100 marks paper, you have 30 marks fixed weightage. It means कि इस 100 marks के paper में you know that from where you will be getting 30 marks for sure, right? बाकी rest of the 70 marks you're not sure about it, you'll be getting from which particular subject the high weightage. Like if from mechanical engineering you belongs to mechanical engineering branch, then theory of machine and production and other subjects HMT and all. If from civil engineering, then SOM, fluid, transportation, etc. You cannot say कि भाई इस particular subject से will be getting 25 marks, 12 marks, 15 marks, 12 marks, 7 marks. You cannot say they can give you only 1 mark question from this subject or 10 marks question from this subject, right? So that there comes the importance of these subjects कि aptitude and reasoning जो है इसके 15 marks fix है. No one can change that particular weightage. ये marks fix है. तो certainly अगर आप इसमें अच्छा करते हो aptitude and reasoning में, then you can easily fix your 15 marks, right? Then again, as I said, engineering mathematics, here also 13 to 15 marks weightage, right? So if you do good in these two subjects initially, right? So around 27 plus marks, 27 plus marks you can fix in GATE, right? तो केवल इन दोनों सब्जेक्ट से यू विल बी क्लियरिंग द कट ऑफ तो आप केवल इन दोनों सब्जेक्ट से क्लियर कर लोगे, राइट? देन द रिमेनिंग 70 मार्क्स पेपर, नाउ द फाइट इज फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर मार्क्स कि आप 27 मार्क्स तो ऑलरेडी ला चुके हो, ठीक है? तो थोड़ी टेंशन तो वहां कम वैसे भी हो जाएगी, राइट? नाउ फॉर दीज 70 मार्क्स पेपर you just have to prepare. You have 14 or you can say around 12 subjects left. If we exclude mathematics and aptitude, then 12 subjects left, or in some branches 14 also. Then out of these means you have to study these subjects for these 70 marks. तो अगर इसमें से आपके 7 subjects भी बहुत strong है, strong subjects, so you'll easily get 45 plus marks out from here also, right? So 45 इधर से आ गए, 27 इधर से आ गए, 7 plus 5 8 9 10 11 12 5 6 7 बेसिक मिनिमम मार्क्स इतने तो आपके आ ही सकते हैं, right? So because of this, because of all these things, this FT has importance in GATE examination, right? Now if we talk about ESE, objective 1 in non-tech paper, they have included this FT and reasoning. Now the important point is कि कभी-कभी what problem we used to face, that if we are preparing for IES, if we are preparing for IES and GATE parallelly, then we sometimes have to choose कि some subjects जो ESE में आते हैं वो GATE में नहीं आते in non-technical, right? Same happens with GATE and ESE, right? But ये non-tech and FT ऐसा subject है जो आप GATE के लिए भी पढ़ रहे हो जो आप ईएसी के लिए भी पढ़ रहे हो, और आप इसको पढ़ोगे तो you'll get benefit in both of these examinations, right? This also increases its importance, fine. Then in SSC CGL, जिन्होंने दिया पेपर या जो देने वाले हैं उनको पता होगा, इसमें तो पूरा एक पेपर, एक पार्ट, पूरा कंप्लीट वन पार्ट is devoted to quant, which is aptitude. Then second part is devoted to reasoning in tier 1, and third part is for English. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर भी you will be getting that much importance of the quant and reasoning. And of course bank में भी same रहता है, these three have very high weightage in this particular examination of bank. Either it can be SBI or any IBPS or any examination, but इसकी अभी हम नहीं सोच रहे, ठीक है. We are talking about the engineering examinations only, which are GATE, EAC and SSC CGL, right? तो अगर आप इसमें FT में अच्छे से परफॉर्म करोगे, then it will become a little bit easier for you to achieve good marks in these examinations, right? अभी aptitude is very easy, ठीक है. We'll do a smart study, we'll do questions, we'll start from the basic, right? But we'll work smartly, ठीक है. Hard work is always necessary, but if you do smart work, that will lead you to the success point a bit early. ओके अब ये एग्जाम्स जो है गेट आईएएस, ये स्मार्ट वर्क से निकलता है, ठीक है. हार्ड वर्क तो आपको करना ही है, ठीक है, बट इफ यू डू स्मार्ट वर्क यू कैन रीच देयर, थोड़ा जल्दी पहुंच जाओगे अपने सक्सेस पॉइंट पे, राइट. विल डू स्मार्ट वर्क ओनली, विल प्रैक्टिस, विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द बेसिक, विल प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस, स्पेसिफिकली वो क्वेश्चंस जो रेगुलरली आते रहते हैं गेट एग्जामिनेशंस एंड ऑल में, ठीक है. सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग मच टाइम, लेट अस स्टार्ट अ टॉपिक, एंड फर्स्ट टॉपिक विल बी टेकिंग इज नंबर सिस्टम. Okay, now number system, initially we need to know how many different types of numbers we can define, ठीक है. अभी आपको कोई सेट दिया हुआ है and it is given that the set is of integers, और आपको यही नहीं पता what actually the integers are, so you cannot go further with the question because आपको ये तो पता ही नहीं है कि actually में integer होते क्या, right? So all these things, these are very basic, so if you know that's pretty good, but if you don't know then जल्दी से हमें go through करते हैं basics में, right? So we'll start with number system. Number system में सबसे पहले we'll be dealing with natural numbers, right? क्या होते हैं natural numbers? Natural numbers are all counting numbers, all counting numbers. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. All these numbers are known as, comes under the category of natural numbers, और इसको हम represent करते हैं through n, right? Then second, whole number represented by w. In natural numbers में if you include zero, if in these natural numbers अगर आप zero को include कर लोगे, then it becomes whole number, a set of whole numbers and so on. Okay, then third we'll be dealing with integers. What actually integers are? Integers क्या होते हैं? अब आपको देखो, आपने zero include कर दिया, natural numbers include कर दिए, ठीक है. अब क्या रह गया? अब नेगेटिव नंबर्स रह गए, -3, -2, -1, ठीक है. तो when you include negative numbers and the set you form, it combines negative, positive and zero, then these are known as integers. Okay, then there comes rational numbers. Rational numbers क्या होते हैं? The numbers of the form p by q, where q must not be equal to 0. This form, the number in these forms are known as rational numbers. It can be, example, can be 2 by 3 or 5 by 7 or -4 by 9, etc. All these are known as rational numbers. अब एक स्पेशल कैटेगरी होती है रेशनल नंबर्स में. इट्स नॉट अ कैटेगरी बट यू कैन डिफाइन इन दिस पर्टिकुलर वे आल्सो. रेशनल नंबर्स क्या होते हैं? ईदर जो डेसिमल फॉर्म आ रहा है दैट इज टर्मिनेटिंग, terminating decimal. For example, 17 divided by 4, this will give you 4.25. तो यहाँ पर जो decimal है वो terminate हो गया, ये values आगे repeat नहीं हो रही, right? This is first part. Second part is when the decimal is non-terminating but repeating. For example, 16 by 3. This will give you 5.3333. This 3 goes on repeating. So these two also comes under the category of rational number only. ये जो दो है, these are also known as rational numbers. Clear? So whether the decimal is terminating, which is like this 4.25, or it is non-terminating, but वो जो decimal point है वो repeat हो रहे हैं, ठीक है, 3 same number repeat हो रहा है, so it means that these two comes under the category of rational numbers only, ठीक है. Now the next one is irrational numbers. Irrational numbers which are non-terminating and non-repeating, जो terminate भी नहीं हो रहे हैं और repeat भी नहीं हो रहे हैं, those numbers, those decimals comes under the category of irrational numbers. For example, √2, √5, √3 or the value of pi. This also comes under the category of irrational numbers. क्यों आता है pi? Because pi की value 3.514 जो हम लिखते हैं exactly वो नहीं होती, ये तो हम एक approximation value लेते हैं, इसकी value होती है 3.14159265535 and so on. तो अगर आप यहाँ पे check करोगे, they will find that the numbers after decimal they are not even terminating because it is going on, ठीक है, और टर्मिनेट भी नहीं हो रहे हैं और कोई भी नंबर रिपीट भी नहीं हो रहा जैसा यहाँ पर हो रहा था. इट मींस दिस कम्स अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ इरेशनल नंबर. अगर आप √2 की वैल्यू देखोगे तो इट विल बी 1.41421356237 and it goes on, right? So numbers are not, decimals are not terminating even, and also they're not repeating. So ये जो numbers हैं, this comes under the category of irrational numbers, ठीक है. Now it comes real numbers. रियल नंबर्स क्या होते हैं? व्हेन यू फॉर्म अ सेट, आप एक सेट फॉर्म करोगे विच कंबाइंस बोथ रेशनल एंड इरेशनल नंबर्स. अ सेट विच कंटेन्स बोथ रेशनल एंड इरेशनल नंबर्स, उस सेट पर्टिकुलर सेट को हम बोलते हैं रियल नंबर, डिनोटेड बाय आर. फॉर एग्जांपल यू कैन राइट इट एज 12/19 √5 4 plus √2 6 plus √5 etc. Any such number, basically all numbers, ठीक है. जब आप सारे numbers को combine कर लोगे, all decimals whether they are rational or irrational, then the set formed is known as real number, ठीक है, set of real number. Okay, then there comes another number जो आपके mathematics में भी use होता है, अब इनफैक्ट यूज किया complete chapter ही है उसका, and that particular numbers are known as complex numbers. Okay, so numbers of the form a plus I times b are known as complex numbers, where a and b are real numbers. Okay, and I is equal to under root of -1. Fine, a and b are real numbers. For example, 2 plus 5i, where 2 is a, 5 is b. And you can write 2i only. इसको कैसे लिखोगे आप? 0 plus 2i. Here 0 is a and 2 is b. Okay, and I is -1. Right? Then the next we will be dealing with even numbers. आपको पता है even numbers क्या होते हैं? The numbers divisible by 2 are known as even numbers. Right? 122 or 4, 8, 2, 8, 5, 0. These numbers are known as even numbers. Then comes odd numbers. Just opposite to this, number not divisible by 2. These are known as odd numbers. 7, 9, 81, 1, 4, 5, 1, 1 or 2, 8, 9, 3, 5, 7. All these etc. are odd number. But this is very basic, right? You know all these things. what are even numbers, what are odd numbers, just a go through. Okay, then the next we'll be dealing with prime numbers. Now, what are prime numbers? The numbers which are divisible by 1 and itself. इसके अलावा या तो 1 से डिविजिबल होगा या खुद से ही डिवाइड होगा, उसके अलावा किसी भी और नंबर से डिवाइड नहीं होगा. दैट पर्टिकुलर नंबर, that particular set of numbers known as prime numbers. For example, the least prime number we have is 2, and it is the only even prime number. It is the only even prime number. Rest all the prime numbers will have their odd. Okay, so 2 is the only even prime number. Okay, what I meant कि the number which is divisible by 1, let us take 7. 7 is divisible by 1 and 7 is divisible by 7 also, which is itself. और इसके अलावा 7 जो है वो किसी से भी divide नहीं होता, so it is a prime number. There is one short trick also. अब ये तो छोटा number है, 7 is a small number, so you can check it directly. But if you get a bigger number, and in question it has been asked that whether this number is a prime number or not. So to check that particular number, let us take a number, say n, capital N, and you need to check whether capital N is prime or not. You have to check this thing whether capital N is prime or not. तो कैसे चेक करोगे? आपके पास least prime number कौन सा है? Least prime number है हमारे पास 2, right? So from 2 up to under root n, जितने भी numbers आते हैं इस range में, उन सब numbers से, from whatever numbers you'll be getting in this particular range, from all those numbers try to divide n by 2, n by, suppose it here comes a, b, c, d, okay, n by a, n by b, n by c, n by d, n by root n, and this is integer part, greatest integer less than root n. If sometimes root n comes at a point, suppose it comes that root n comes like 5.12, then you have to take this value as 5. That's why I have used this particular sign, greatest integer less than a particular value. Okay, so in सारे numbers को divide करो. If any number in this range divides n, then n is not a prime number. और अगर कोई भी नंबर इस पर्टिकुलर रेंज में डिवाइड नहीं कर पाता है, then n is a prime number. ठीक है, let us take this from let us see it from an example. For example, you can take as 100. Now you need to check whether 100 is prime or not. Okay, so to check this whether 100 is prime or not, as I said, least prime number is 2. From 2 to under root of n, under root of 100, which is equal to 10. So from 2 to 10, check all numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check all numbers whether any of the number in this particular range is able to divide 100. If so happens, then 100 is not a prime number. और अगर इन सारे नंबर्स को जब आप डिवाइड करते हो 100 से, 100 को डिवाइड करते हो सॉरी इन सारे नंबर्स से, and it get divided, then it means it is not a prime, and if it doesn't get divided, then it means it is a prime number, right? Let us take one more example. Example 2, we can say, let us take 17, and you need to check whether 17 is prime or not. Okay, so check this same procedure from 2 to under root of 17, from 2 to under root of 17, how whatever numbers, whatever range you will be getting, you can check. Like this is 4.12, as I said, the integer part of it, which is equal to 4. Okay, so from 2 to 4 we have 2, 3, 4. अब इन तीनों नंबर से try to divide 17. 17 को divide करो आप 2 से, you will not get the exact value. Then divide 17 by 3, again you will not get exact value, and the same with 4 also, you will not get exact value. It means 17 is a prime number. ठीक है, क्योंकि इस रेंज में किसी भी नंबर, कोई भी नंबर जो है, इट इज नॉट एबल टू डिवाइड 17 एंड गिव एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू. एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू क्या होती है? दैट 16/4 is equal to 4. दिस इज एग्जैक्ट, राइट? देन 17/4 as we did, 17/4 करो या 17/2 करो या कोई भी नंबर करो और वैल्यू आपकी डेसिमल में आती है, राइट? 4 4 16 लाइक समथिंग, ओके, डेसिमल वैल्यू, तो दैट इज नॉट एग्जैक्ट. ओके, तो जब एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू अगर आ गई डिवाइड करने के बाद, देन इट मींस it is not a prime number, और एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू नहीं आ रही है उस पर्टिकुलर रेंज में, then it means it is a prime number. Okay, fine. Now last one in this particular segment is co-prime numbers. Co-prime numbers क्या होता है? Co-prime numbers which have only one as common factor between them. For example, 8 and 9. अब 8 को आप कैसे लिख सकते हो प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन में? 2 की पावर 3 and you can write 9 as 3 to the power 2. So 2 to the power 3 into 1 you can write, 3 to the power 2 into 1 you can write. So the only factor which is common in these two numbers is 1, right? तो 1 के अलावा कोई भी और फैक्टर कॉमन नहीं है. So it means that 8 and 9 are co-prime numbers. Co-prime, ठीक है? Prime with respect to each other, co-prime. Okay, then example 2, this is example 1, this is example 2, you can take it as 12 and 15. अब 12 को कैसे लिखोगे आप? 4 into 3 into 1 and 15 you can write it as 5 into 3 into 1. Okay, so you can further, if you want to prime factorize it, so you can write it like 2 to the power 2 into 3 into 1 and 5 into 3 into 1. तो यहाँ पर 1 फैक्टर कॉमन तो है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस 1 देयर इज वन मोर फैक्टर विच इज 3, जो इन दोनों नंबर्स के बीच में कॉमन है. इट मींस दैट 12 and 15 are not co-prime. क्यों? क्योंकि इन दोनों नंबर्स के बीच में अपार्ट फ्रॉम 1 देयर इज वन मोर फैक्टर which is common. ठीक है, तो number, those numbers are co-primes only which have only one as common factor between them. Apart from 1 there shouldn't be any factor which would be common. Okay, now this is the initial segment, numbers, types of numbers, how to define numbers, what actually this means. Okay, now next we'll be going for the, again, a basic thing only, divisibility rule. Okay, divisibility rule for various numbers. Like divisibility rule for 2. How to check whether number is divisible by 2 or not? Just take last digit, or you can take unit digit. If that unit digit is either 0 or a number divisible by 2, then it means the complete number will be divisible by 2. For example, let us take a variable number a, b, c, d. Okay, and you have to check whether this number is divisible by 2 or not. So you just have to check this d. If this d is either 0 or any number divisible by 2, then this complete a, b, c, d will be divisible by 2. Fine, you know all about it. Then we will be doing divisibility test for 3. Suppose a number given a, b, c, d, and you have to check, let us take e also, then you have to check whether this particular number a, b, c, d, e is divisible by 3 or not. So केवल इतना करना है, you have to take the sum of digits which is equal to a plus b plus c plus d plus e, and if this sum is divisible by 3, okay, divisible by 3, then this number a, b, c, d, e will also be divisible by 3. Okay, fine. You can check any number. You can take like, for example, we can take 4, 5, 5, 3. Just add 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 3. To check whether it is divisible by 3 or not, you have to add to it. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 4, 14. 14 plus 3, which is 17. 17 is not divisible by 3. It means this number is not divisible by 3. Right? Okay. So we'll move on to divisibility rule of 4. To check whether a number is divisible by 4 or not, you have to check last two digits. Okay, if last two digits are divisible by 4, then the number will be divisible by 4. For example, let us take 2, 5, 8, 2, 4. The only thing you need to check is the last two digits. अगर ये last two digits जो है, which is 24, it is divisible by 4. Yes, it gives 6 as a value. Then this complete number will be divisible by 4. Or now you can visualize a bit. You can visualize like you can visualize in the way as if you see when we are talking about 2, then we have taken the last digit. Okay, 2 to the power 1 we can say. Then when we are talking about 4, which is equal to 2 to the power 2, then we are checking last two digits. Then if we are talking about 8, which is equal to 2 to the power 3, then we will check last three digits. Whether number is divisible by 8 or not, you can check it directly by checking the last three digits. कैसे कि last three digits जो होंगी आपकी, if these last three digits is divisible by 8, then it means that the whole number, the complete number given, will also be divisible by 8. Same with 16, 2 to the power 4, last four digits, and you can check for any number which you can write in 2 to the power in this particular form. So जो भी power होगी, that much digits, that much last digit you have to check, and if that number divide that particular digits, and it means कि वो complete number को भी divide करेगा. Okay, now after 4 we can check for we can check for 5, for 6, then for 8, sorry, for 9, 8 I already told, and for 11, and then finally we'll be checking for 7 and 13. Okay, then for 5, certainly with a बहुत easy सा है. 5, a number is divisible by 5, divisible by 5 if last digit is 0 or 5. ठीक है, 2580 example और 2155. ठीक है, अगर ऐसा भी लास्ट डिजिट 0 है या 5 है, then it means the number is divisible by 5. To check whether the number is divisible by 6 or not, since 6 you can write it as 2 into 3, right? So 6 से check करने के लिए you have to check whether the number given it must be divisible by both 2 and 3. तो अगर ऐसा है, then it means if a number given is divisible by both 2 and 3, then only you can say that the number is divisible, the complete number is divisible by 6 also. For example, if number given as A, B, C, D, then you have to check whether this number is divisible by 2 and whether this number is divisible by 3. ठीक है, तो 2 से चेक करने के लिए क्या करोगे आप? You have to check last digit. If the last digit is 0 or a number divisible by 2, then it means that this complete number will be divisible by 2 also. Then to check whether it is not divisible by 3, you have to take the sum of the digits A plus B plus C plus D, and if this sum is divisible by 3, then it means that complete number will also be divisible by 3. And then further, if A, B, C, D is divisible by both 2 and 3, then it means that it is divisible by 6 also. So 6 से divisibility check करने के लिए you have to check whether the number given is divisible by 2 and 3 both. Okay, then comes 9. Let us change the color. Then comes 9. To check whether the number is divisible by 9 or not, the same procedure you have to follow as you followed in 3. Procedure क्या है अपना? A plus B plus C plus D plus E. Divide the sum of the digits by 9, and if it gives an exact value, then it means that A, B, C, D, E will also be divisible by 9. Okay. Now for 11, it is very easy. Take sum of digits at odd places and take sum of digits at even places, right? And take their difference. सबसे पहले आप डिजिट्स जो ऑड प्लेसेस पे डिजिट्स है उनको सम करो, देन जो इवन प्लेसेस पे डिजिट्स है उनको सम करो, और फिर उनका ले लो डिफरेंस, एंड इफ दिस डिफरेंस comes out to be 0 or any number divisible by 11, then the complete number जो भी आप इसको भी चेक कर रहे हो will be divisible by 11. Let us take any example. In fact, let us study from a variable example. ठीक है, for example सबसे easy रहता है variable से पढ़ना, because you can write any digit in particular value places of a as a b c d. ठीक है, we have to take sum of the digits at the odd places minus sum of the digits at the even places, and always start numbering from the rightmost places. Like this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So odd places will be this, even places will be this, right? So sum of digits at odd places minus sum of digits at even places. This is like B plus D minus A plus C. If this comes out to be 0 or any number divisible by 11, then A, B, C, D will be divisible by 11, right? For example, we can take an example for 11, like we can take 1331, for example, say 1331. Now take the sum of the digits at the odd places. Odd places कौन से होंगे? ये 1 and 3, which is 1 plus 3 minus, take sum of the digits at the even places, 3 plus 1. Even places means this is 2, this is 4. Okay, this will give you 3 plus 1, 4 minus 4, which is 0. So 1331 will be divisible by 11. Or another example, you can take 9240. You can take sum as 0 plus 2 odd places minus 9 plus 4. It will give you minus 11. Again, minus 11 is divisible by 11. So 9240 will be divisible by 11. Okay. Now we are left with 7 and 13. We have to check the number is divisible by 7 and 13. There is a very easy process for it. Example 473312. This is the question given, and you have to check whether this particular number is divisible by 7 and 13. 7, or you can take 770. Same process we have to follow for 7 also and for 13 also, right? To check whether it is divisible by 7, to check its divisibility by 7, what you have to do is, so you have to take the difference of the sum of the triplets. That is, you have to take 473 minus 312. Sorry, this you have to take as like 7. You have to take the difference of the triplets at the odd places and the even places. To check whether it is divisible by 7 or not, you have to take sum of triplets at odd places minus sum of triplets at even places. Okay, for this particular question, it will be 3, 1, 2, sum of the triplet at odd places minus sum of the triplets at even places, 473. If this comes out to be 0 or any number divisible by 7, if you are checking for 7, and 13 if you are checking for 13, then the complete number 473312 will be divisible by the number for which you are checking 7 or 13. Let us take one more example for it. Okay, and that example will be, let's say, let us form any number 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 to check whether this number is divisible by 7 or not, and whether this number is divisible by 13 or not. You have, as I said, you have to take sum of triplets at odd places. Okay, odd places means triplet is this triplets which contains three numbers 4 5 6. This is one triplet, this is one triplet, this is one triplet. So all this is 1 2 3 4. Sum of the triplets at odd places, which is 456 plus 456, minus sum of the triplets at the even places, which is 123 plus 123. The difference, whatever difference you will be getting, this is in this particular case, you'll be getting 666. If this number is divisible by 7, then the complete number will also be divisible by 7. Okay, and the same with in case of 13 also. If this number is divisible by 13, if you're checking for 13, then this complete number will also be divisible by 13. This is how you need to check, or you have to follow a divisibility rule for all the numbers from 2 to 13, right? Then next we'll be dealing with HCF and LCM. This is also very basic. You are aware of what actually HCF is, what actually LCM is, and I'll be giving you a short trick to find the value of the HCF and LCM. Okay, first let us take HCF. HCF is highest common factor, or it is also known as greatest common divisor. Highest common factor or greatest common divisor. There are three steps. Short trick we can use. There are three steps. इनको आप follow करोगे, you will get the answer. Basically, अगर एक छोटा सा example देखा जाए, small example if we take, like you need to find the HCF of 16 and 40. So HCF होगा क्या? This is 16. You can write it as 8 into 2, and 40 you can write it as 8 into 5. Right? The maximum highest common factor जो इन दोनों numbers में वो factor जो सबसे बड़ा है, highest common factor, which is 8. So here HCF will be 8. So in case of these small numbers, you can directly find the HCF. But in case of bigger numbers, you have to follow these three steps and you'll get your answer, right? Step one is write all prime factors of numbers given. Second step, write prime factors कॉमन टू ऑल नंबर्स. वो प्राइम फैक्टर लिखने हैं जो सारे नंबर्स में कॉमन है, फिर उनको लिखो आप. थर्ड स्टेप इज नथिंग बट मल्टीप्लाई दोज कॉमन प्राइम factors. Okay, you just have to follow these three steps, 1, 2 and 3, and you'll get your final answer, final HCF. Let us take one example. If you take numbers as 150, 210 and let us say 375, and you need to find the HCF of these three numbers. Question is HCF of given numbers. Okay, so initially what is our first step? First step is to write all prime factors of the numbers given. अब prime factor लिखने के लिए prime factor निकालना भी तो आना चाहिए. ठीक है, बहुत लोगों को आता होगा, इसको नहीं आता है तो look at it. 5 3 is a 15, this is 30. 5 6 is a 30. 2 3 6. 3 1 is a 3. 3 into 1 is 3. 2 into 3 is 6, right? So its prime factorization will be 5 to the power 2 into 2 into 3. Okay, same with 210. Let us start with 5. 5 4 5 into 4 20. 5 2 is a 10. Right, then we'll move on further. 2 to the 4 is 1. 3 7 21 and 7 ones of 7. So you'll be getting as 5 into 2 into 3 into 7. And with 375 we can go it like 5 7 35. 5 5s are 25. 5 ones are 5. 5 5s are 25. 5 3s are 15 and 3 ones are 3. So you will be getting here as 5 to the power 3 into 3. Why we call it as prime factors? Because the factorization, in factorization, the factors we are getting, they are all prime numbers. 5 is prime, 2 is prime, 3 is prime, same, 7 is prime, right? The same, this is known as prime factorization. The first step जो था हमारा, write all prime factors of the numbers given. That we did. 5 square into 2 into 3, 5 into 2 into 3 into 7, 5 to the power 3 into 3. This is prime factorization. Okay. The second step is write prime factors which are common to all numbers. The prime factors which you find as common to all numbers, you have to write those. Okay, so common prime. The second step जो है हमारा step 2. Step 2, common prime factors. वो factors जो तीनों में common है, right? Like 5 यहाँ पर है, यहाँ पर भी है, यहाँ पर भी है. ठीक है, like 5 to the power 2, 5 to the power 1 तो common है. ठीक है, now check for 5 to the power 2 whether 5 to the power 2 is also common or not. 5 to the power 2 is here, yes. 5 to the power 2 is here also, but 5 to the power 2 is not here. ठीक है, यहाँ पर कैसे 5 to the power 3? Because you can write it as 5 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 1. तो 5 to the power 2 तो यहाँ पर common है, right? But 5 to the power 2 इधर नहीं है. So we have to check whether we have to write those factors which are common in all the three numbers. जो तीनों में common होने चाहिए, right? So 5 to the power 1 तीनों में common है. Okay, then the second number you have to check with. The second number is like, let us say 2. 2 into 2 to the power 1 is here, 2 to the power 1 is here also, but यहाँ पर 2 नहीं है, right? So you cannot take 2 as common factor. Okay, then we need to check for 3. 3 to the power 1, 3 to the power 1, 3 to the power 1. So yes, 3 is a common factor. Then we have to check 7. 7 is present only in this particular factorization. ना यहाँ पर है, ना यहाँ पर है. So only these two are your common factors, and your step 3 will be multiply those common factors. Here it is written, multiply those common prime factors. So 5 into 3 it will give 15. So 15 is the required HCF. This is the required HCF of these three numbers. This is how you can find HCF for any numbers given. Okay, this is the way to find HCF, right? Just follow these steps which we have written. Write all prime factors of the numbers given, write prime factors common to all numbers, and then multiply those common prime factors. Okay, जब आप ऐसा करोगे तो you will get the required HCF. So there is one important note also for the HCF. Means you can get this question as in objectives or direct objectives basically. The question will be like, if HCF of x and y are two numbers, is G, then find HCF of x and x plus y. So the answer will be, it also be G. So if this is first point, if HCF of x and y is G, then HCF of x and x plus y will also be G. And the same is the case with, if HCF of x and y is G, then HCF of x and x minus y will also be G, right? Just note these two particular points and remember it, क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टली ऑब्जेक्टिव में पूछ सकते हैं वो लोग कि what if x and y, if like they can write it like if SCF of any two number x and y is say 22, then find the SCF of x and x plus y. Then you have to write directly G only, which is 22. The answer will be 22 only. Okay. Now SCF is done. We'll move on to the LCM part. Least common multiple. This is the full form for LCM, common multiple. Now here also we'll be following 3 steps which comes under our short trick. 3 steps follow करेंगे हम लोग and we'll get our answer very easily and very quickly. First step is write all prime factors of the numbers given. Same, सबसे पहले आपको prime factorization करना है. Then step B is write all prime factors that appear at least once in all numbers. What does that mean? कि सबसे पहले तो आपने प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन किया, देन राइट ऑल प्राइम फैक्टर्स, सारे प्राइम फैक्टर्स यू हैव टू राइट जो एक भी बार किसी भी नंबर में आए हुए, राइट? यू हैव टू राइट ऑल प्राइम फैक्टर्स. ठीक है. इन एचसीएफ वी वर लुकिंग फॉर कॉमन फैक्टर्स. यहाँ पर कॉमन फैक्टर्स की बात नहीं हो रही, यहाँ पे बात हो रही है वो सारे प्राइम फैक्टर्स जो एक भी बार आए हैं कहीं पर. ठीक है. देन स्टेप 3, रेज ऑल दोज फैक्टर्स जो आपने लिखे हैं स्टेप 2 में to their highest power available, and then multiply. This will give you your LCM. Okay. Now if we look at the example we did just before for SCF, for which we find SCF, the numbers will be we have 150, then we have 210, and we have 375. And the first step is prime factorization. ये तो common step है SCF और LCM दोनों में. ठीक है. इसका prime factorization, if you remember, we have 5 into 5 into 2 into 3. For this we have 5 into 2 into 7 into 3, and for this 375 we have 5 into 5 into 5 into 3, 5 into 5 into 5 into 3. Okay, we can write it like 5 to the power 2 into 2 into 3. This is 5 into 2 into 7 into 3. This is 5 to the power 3 into 3. Okay, this is our first step. Second step is, what is the second step? Second step is that just a minute. So second step is write all prime factors that appear at least once in all the numbers. तो सारे prime factors जो एक भी बार आए हैं, you have to write those in the second step. Okay? All the prime factors which appear at least once. तो 5 आया है एक बार, 5 आया हुआ है. ठीक है. Then 2 also, 3 and 7. अब इन चार prime factors के अलावा कोई और यहाँ पे prime factor नहीं है. ठीक है. 5 भी है, 2 भी हो गया, 3 भी हो गया, 7 भी हो गया. Right? Then the third step will be is to raise these prime factors to the highest power available. 5 की highest power क्या available है हमारे पास? 5 की power 2 है हमारे पास, 5 की power 1 है, 5 to the power 3 है. तो highest power जो available है that is 3. तो 5 to the power 3 into, now check for 2, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 1 here also. So the highest power available for 2 is 1 only. Now for 3, 3 to the power 1, 3 to the power 1, 3 to the power 1 into 3 to the power 1, and for 7, same, 7 to the power 1. This complete will give you the value of your LCM. Right? So what we did in LCM, we have first step will be we did prime factorization. Then हमने वो सारे फैक्टर्स लिखे जो एक भी बार आए हैं किसी भी नंबर के प्राइम फैक्टर्स में. ठीक है. बेसिकली ऑल नंबर्स वी हैव रिटन, जितने भी all different prime factors, right? then we have raised those different prime factors to the highest power available. ठीक है, 5 की highest power available is 3, for 2 it is 1, for 3 it is 1, and for 7 it is 1. Then we multiplied those and we get a final value as LCM. ठीक है, SCF में क्या किया था हमने? SCF में प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन करने के बाद we have taken out only those factors which are common. ठीक है, जो common factors, and then we multiplied those common factors and we got our final answer as SCF, right? Then the last part for this particular session, which will be dealing the last basic part, which will be doing is if we need to find the SCF of fractions. Okay, suppose fraction is given, any fraction given, then you have to take it as SCF of numerator divided by LCM of denominator. Okay, for example, if you have been asked to find the HCF for 10 by 8 and let's say 15 by 12, then what we have to do is you have to take HCF of numerator part. HCF of 10 and 15, this is numerator, this is denominator, and you have to take LCM for denominator. Denominator क्या है? 8 and 12. ठीक है, तो आपको 10 and 15 का HCF लेना पड़ेगा और LCM लेना होगा 8 and 12 का. तो 10 and 15 का HCF हाईएस्ट कॉमन फैक्टर क्या होगा? डायरेक्टली ले सकते हो 5 into 2, 5 into 3, तो HCF will be 5. ठीक है, and LCM for 8 and 12 will be, you all know very better, this is 24 only. So this is our final answer, right? Same for LCM. If you need to find LCM of fractions, right? So what we have to do is LCM of numerator divided by HCF of डिनोमिनेटर. तो बेसिकली इसको याद करने का तरीका क्या है? जो आपसे पूछा है, आपसे एलसीएम पूछा है तो एलसीएम ऑफ न्यूमरेटर, एचसीएफ पूछा है तो एचसीएफ ऑफ न्यूमरेटर, और जो रिमेनिंग रह गया उसका एलसीएम, एलसीएम ऑफ डिनोमिनेटर. यहां पर आपका रह गया एचसीएफ, तो एचसीएफ ऑफ डिनोमिनेटर. तो अगर सेम क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछा जाए, फॉर एग्जांपल यू हैव टू फाइंड एलसीएम ऑफ 10 by 8 and 15 by 12, so you have to take LCM of 10, 15 and you have to take HCF of 8, 12, right? So you have to find these values and the fraction which whatever you will be getting, that is your required LCM. Okay, now there is one important thing which we need to know, which is the if numbers given as say n1 and n2, then product of numbers will be equal to the product of their SCF and LCM. What I said is n1 into n2 is equal to SCF of n1 n2 into LCM of n1 n2. Okay, so if anytime you will be getting a question that numbers are given and you have to find, means the question they used to give is like they have given n1, okay, and they asked you have to find n2. n1 they have given, you have to find n2, and they have given SCF and LCM also. Okay, so for that you have to use this particular formula, right? This is important. They most of the time they have given question of this particular thing only. So here you have to use this particular formula to find the second number, or if n1 given, n2 given, LCM given, then you have to find SCF. So you can use directly this particular formula. Okay, so with this we have completed the very basic. This is very basic. I hope that you all obviously from from your earlier studies also you'll be aware of all these things. So just go through it. This is very basic. Okay, it will help you to understand the further things we should be learning in the coming sessions a bit easy. It will become a bit easy for you. Okay, in our next sessions In our next sessions, we'll be doing the important part. The important part, as in the part from where they used to ask questions directly, and that part is factors. Factors means total factors. You have to calculate odd factors, how to calculate odd factors, and even factors, and perfect square factors, then perfect cube factors. Okay, these all will be doing. Then the second important part is remainder. Very important part. इससे क्वेश्चन हमेशा आता है, इनफैक्ट हर एग्जाम में आता है. ठीक है, नॉट ओनली इन GATE, IES, in state government examination also, in SSC also, certainly you'll be getting a question from this particular topic, and from in CAT also you'll be getting this particular remainders. They'll always ask question from remainder. In fact, from factors, they have been asking questions on factors, on total factors, odd factors, even factors, and all these from last 2 or 3 years continuously in GATE examinations also. Right, remainders will be doing. Then further, how to find unit digit, all the, for different numbers. Okay, then base system, we'll be dealing with base systems also. Okay, and the last part of the number system we will be dealing is to find number of zeros in n factorial, or highest power of any number in n factorial. How to find these things? Okay, these things are very important. From number system, continuously they've been asking questions from these particular topics only, and the basics which actually we have completed of number systems only in this particular video. Just go through it a bit, and I'll be providing few questions also after this particular video, which is the basic questions only. Which are the basic questions also. Just try to solve those questions, send me the solution, and with that means you do not to revise these basics again and again if you are comfortable with those questions. Okay, so it will help you in all the examinations of engineering, state government, or ESC, or any examinations, right? So from just wait for the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.